Okay, there we go. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Uh, I'll give everyone a moment to hop in for a bit, but yeah, we're here again. This is day 4. Did I? Eee, I didn't even like set up my background. I just got on. Day 4. Day 4. Did I say day 3? It's day 4. Hi, my name is Zaria Rayleigh Jack Green. I am an artist, an entrepreneur, and a lover of life. And I'm here just sharing my journey, hoping that others will share their journey as well, and that we're learning from each other. I do know that it's great to learn from people who are, ahead of you and behind you too, because they have lessons for you. Um, and by ahead and behind, I just mean in different places. But it's also helpful to listen and engage with people who may be in the same sort of situation as you, because you might be sort of having the same thoughts or feelings, and you're hearing things from other people, but they're not really saying what you need to hear because they don't really know what you're in the moment. They don't really remember where you are mentally to be able to connect and actually get certain lessons and points across. So, yeah, that's why I'm here. And today we're doing day 4 of the free Get Ready for Change 30-day challenge. Today is day 4. I have a feeling that it's really gonna this is gonna show whether you're actually ready to do this or not, especially when it comes to listing your whys and actually analyzing this question. So, yeah, I do want to go ahead and just give a brief little moment of us to just have some peace and some connection. So I have my tea. I didn't put it in my mug today because I have some blueberries in my mug today. Um, but it's a matcha. Um, It's a mushroom tea, so it also has, those mental health benefits as well, and I do personally feel those effects, based on this tea that I'm drinking. There's another brand that I've tried that's okay, but actually, I think this is the other brand. I don't think I used my preferred brand with this one, um, which is the Rise, RYZE mushroom, matcha. I like the matcha. I don't personally like the coffee flavor. That's just me. So, yeah. Oh, I also have for breakfast, I made these chicken quesadillas, vegan chicken quesadillas, um, yesterday. And the chicken inside of them is actually a washed seitan that I made. Um, and washed seitan is literally if you go buy vegan chicken in the store or anything like that, they use the processed flour of this version of traditionally made vegan meat or vegan protein. So it's the traditional way of making it. And you literally make a ball of dough that's basically 1-to-2 ratio of uh, water to flour. And then it's going to be like a little bit bouncy and whatnot, that type of dough. I'd like to get on a live and like do one of my cooking, like little engagement videos with y'all, but the house has to be completely empty and free for me to be able to do that. So I'm just trying to find a time where we can actually, when I do my daily reset with y'all, I'm going to be cooking and I'm vegan. So they're all going to be vegan recipes. And I've been in the habit lately of making full course meals or cheese boards, which are still vegan. And I am really enjoying that. That's something that I'm just doing for me that I really love. And I've always loved cooking. I used to grow up watching the Food Network. I would come home from school, watch me some Steve Irwin, and then the Food Network right after. So I really do love to just cook and experiment and engage with new recipes and whatnot, especially because I'm vegan. I feel so excited being vegan because right now, especially, there's so many different things that I can do and try to make. I've been to this vegan restaurant where I live, and it is the only vegan restaurant for I think about 100 miles, like genuinely. And they sell vegan drumsticks, like on the stick, like on the bone. And the bone is a piece of sugar cane. It's a recipe that I've been looking to try for a while, like make myself, but I actually bought it somewhere before I was able to make it. So that was surprising for me, and I do intend to make a version at home very soon. I'm excited about that. So, yeah, that's just a little, you know, have fun talking about your interests and your hobbies and like get into it. Okay. My tea. I do need to sip a little bit of it. Sip tea. And is it's slightly sweet. hmm I don't really like, I haven't been into sweet lately, especially because me personally, I feel a lot of effects from processed sugar specifically. So I've cut out sugar pretty much. I'm just doing more. I do use honey. So honey for me, I use locally sourced honey from local beehive keepers, and they're very ethical. They actually, like, these beehives need humans to take the excess out of their honeycombs because they just make too much of it. Um, so that's where I get my honey from, and I personally don't mind that. And I use that. I don't drink milk. Um, I was eating cheese up until like a month ago, on and off, and I just decided no more. So I am pretty much vegan. I don't really um cook any other way besides with honey occasionally. And if I'm cooking for other people who are vegan, I definitely do not use honey. I'll use like maple syrup or uh dates, depending on what it is. Ah, I have a cinnamon roll recipe I wanted to do. Maybe that's what I'll get on live and do later next week. I'm hoping I can do one next week, if not, early or end of this week. Um, and I did start my week on like Tuesday. That's when I start my weeks. So it's kind of only the middle of the week for me on Friday. That I like it that way, because the middle of my week is kind of when everybody goes out and they go do things, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm in the middle of my gym, my work. Nobody's gonna bother me. Everybody's out doing their own thing." So yeah, um, I'm gonna sip some more of my tea. I just want a moment to breathe. And then we're going to go ahead and get into day 4 of this challenge, and you will be day 4 done. Okay. And then tomorrow, guess what? That's day 5, and you'll be 1/6 of the way done. Do you see that? How we went from 1/10 of the way yesterday, and then tomorrow is 1/6 of the way done. So you're almost there. You are almost there. Don't let anybody tell you almost there. That's where you are. Almost there. Mhm. Mm. Okay, one thing I realize I don't like about it, I don't like making it with water only. I have to have like a milk, um, an almond, or actually I don't actually prefer almond milk. My preferred milk is a macadamia oat walnut mix that I personally make myself. However, I haven't been making that. There's just no room in the fridge where I am right now. I'm sharing it. It's not just my fridge. So Um, I just buy milk right now, and what I had was almond. But I think this would be really tasty with I like matcha with soy, macadamia, coconut if I'm feeling fancy and I want to add like a little jasmine to it. Um, but I love some tea. I just love tea. So I used to have a monthly tea subscription until the company went out of business. So I'm looking for a new tea vibe and tea subscription. There is this local tea shop that gets their loose leaf tea from a place down in Florida. I think I should check that out. I'll check that out. Yeah. Okay. Hmm, that's really good. That's like very tasty. Okay. On to day 4 of the 30-day challenge, and I will go ahead and share my screen. Here we go. And I'll just show you guys what we did day 1, 2, 3, just in case you didn't see it. But if you weren't here, I do heavily encourage you, not even heavily encourage, I'm telling you, go back to day 1, go back to day 2. Those are the only ones that can be done like 2 days at once. The rest, you take 1 day at a time. So once you hit day 3, you stop and then you do day 3, you come back the next day and do day 4, which is hello, list the different aspects of your life. Oh, let me start over actually. the oh, Jesus. I am on live. That's crazy. Okay. For this 30-day, get ready with me. For this 30-day, get ready for change challenge, day 4 is list the different aspects of your life in order of highest to lowest priority. Okay. So, day 4, list the different aspects of your life in order of highest to lowest priority. So, at first, you might just want to list all of the aspects of your life and then list them in order of priority. And what I mean by aspects of life is, let's go back to the slide. Um, you have family, you have your job, you have your mental health. But if you want to just include all of your health, including fitness, nutrition, health, all as one category, that's up to you. But if you know they're 3 separate things for you and you really need to focus on them separately, you do that. So that's what I mean by aspects of life. Let me go ahead and list mine so that you guys can actually, what the first thing you need to do is write that prompt down. Did you have your notebook? Because on day 2 we said we got to track it. So do you have your notebook? Okay. All right. So I didn't even write it down myself. I was reading it to y'all. I was too busy reading, and I wasn't doing it myself. So let's go. Okay. The challenge is list all aspects of my life in order of highest to lowest priority. Her. First of all, I'm kind of in love with my nail polish. It's like this iridescent, like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not even sorry. Like, because I keep looking at it while I'm writing. It's just so beautiful. Okay. So for me, my aspects of life, which I have already written down, and I personally change them up kind of quarterly. And I don't mean change them up as in choose whole completely different aspects of life. I just mean I reassess which one is my highest priority, which one's the lowest. I reassess, okay, instead of having fitness, nutrition, and health all together as one, maybe these next 3 months, I really actually want to focus on fitness and nutrition as one thing, and then my health and all my medical visits and stuff as a whole other separate aspect of my life right now, because I just need to, or that's what I want to do. So yeah, that's how you like really break it down and figure out, okay, do I really want to prioritize this right now, or what what exactly is going on? But here I go. Here are my aspects. I'm just going to list them first and then I'll put them in priority. For me, my aspects include, the first one I am going to list is family. The second one I'm going to list is social. And actually, I'm going to list family and social together. And then for me, I'm gonna list adventure as another priority because I haven't felt the novelty of life as much recently, and I'd like to go just take some adventures, go do a little bit more, but be a bit intentional about it because I haven't been intentional about it. I've just been doing it every now and then without realizing that it's currently something I need. For me right now, it's something I need, so I'm going to prioritize it. Especially because I'm having more of a very strict sort of weekly routine and schedule for me and my neurodivergency and my ADHD brain and just my personality. I don't like doing the same thing all the time. I really don't. So, adventure is very much a priority for me right now during this time where I'm having a very strict and disciplined schedule. I'm giving myself some scheduled adventures. That doesn't mean I actually schedule out what the adventure is. It just means I schedule out time to take adventure. And then during that adventure time, I do whatever. I go literally on an adventure. Okay. And the reason I definitely prioritized it is because I was taking time from other priorities to be able to do it. And I was like, okay, this isn't just a desire. This is something my soul and my spirit needs right now. I'm going to make sure I actually make it a priority. And I'm not taking away time from other things that do specifically need that time. And I'm actually allotting my time the way that it makes sense for me. Okay. Family and social adventure. I have my personal brand, which is currently undergoing a very deep rebrand, as you can see, just by looking at past posts and things. I'm taking down videos slowly but surely and putting up different ones and also transitioning certain videos into podcasts. There's a lot happening there. So for me, that's an aspect of my life. And it actually, I use in my not mindfulness, inside my life planner and journal, which is where I actually literally keep all of the like tracking of my life right now. I can do better about it, especially because last month I was like a little loosey goosey, like not doing it all the way. But gee, where'd it go? Okay, here we go. Okay. Ah, I didn't do my there we go, there we go. Okay. So I wanted to show you on a blank page, so I had to find it. Okay. So this is my monthly checklist. The other side is the monthly goals. So on the monthly checklist is where I put each individual aspect. And when I'm saying that my personal brand, like I'm doing a lot with it, that means for me, for this month, it uses one of the big chunk of boxes. There are other parts of my life that, like, okay, it can just family and social for me this month, it can go in a small box. Um, Adventure can go in a small box. My personal brand goes in a big box right now. The this brand, Pampered and Luxe, goes in a big box right now. And then on the side of these, I would put for me what also goes with my personal brand, but it still deserves its own box, and therefore is an extension. Is my writing because I'm doing a lot of writing. If you look on my Instagram under certain posts, you see that I have a lot of poems and things like that. So I'm doing a lot of writing right now and just writing, writing. And then other artist endeavors that are coming up in the future that I'm working on go in that other box. So there, I've listed two other priorities: writing and art projects. Okay. And then Pampered and Luxed is one of the other aspects. Okay. And then let's see. So I currently have one, two, three, four, five, six of mine aspects of life used up, which are this box, these two boxes. Um, let's see. I would put family and social here, and then I'd probably put my medical, um, my health and nutrition together, and put my fitness separate right now. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, fitness is separate from my health and nutrition right now, but my health and nutrition do go together. And then I also said that's where the family and social goes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start using my color coded pens to put them in these boxes because for me, that's how I visualize the priority. The area in which I put certain things highlights the priority that it is. So currently for me, my all of my personal brands and all of my business endeavors specifically uh are this kind of purple. Yeah, they're this purple. So I'm gonna go ahead and put uh CRJ, Pampered, and Lux. And then it goes uh art, projects, writing. And those are all done in purple for me so that anytime I'm writing any task or something else in this journal, in this notebook, if I put it in purple, I know that it goes with business or personal brands. It's something to do with work. Um, oh, finance was the other aspect I didn't list. I forgot to list finances. Okay, I think I have all 10 of my aspects. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Oh, I didn't list all 10. Okay. And I suggest listing it makes sense to feel like, oh, I might only have like three. But then you really think about it. And if you start breaking things down and you're like, oh, actually, I have more than that. They're just categories within those three. Or if you feel like, oh my God, I have way too many, way too many priorities, way too many aspects of my life. A, are you doing too much? Or B, are they actually your priorities? Just a thought, just a question for you. Okay. Uh, let's see. I've put those there, which means that I'd like to place mindfulness is usually my last category, like mindfulness and spirit. But I'm gonna hold on for a second before I put that in another box. So let's see. Let's see. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna put them in order and yeah, here we go. So for me, my top priority right now is my health and nutrition. So I'm going to put that as one, health and nutrition. And by that, I just mean there's still some doctor's appointments that I'm waiting on that I need to go to or make as well. There's also some food nutrition things that I'm changing and I'd like to make sure I pay attention to. And that health and nutrition is one of the main is the one of the main things that affects everything about what you do, how much energy you have, the mental capacity, how much your brain can actually function, especially nutrition, the types of foods that go in it. My brain power really needs um it needs fruits, it needs carbs if I'm doing a lot of like work like focused work, and I need protein, like hell protein. So, just making sure I actually pay attention to that, and I'm like balancing my meals, especially in a place where the grocery selection isn't what I would desire, or isn't as available and as not even convenient. It's just there's certain things that just aren't as available in the location that I'm at. Okay, so that's priority one. Priority two, and also when you're listing your priorities, if you feel like, oh, it should be this, then that's not it. That's not it. That's not your priority. That's you listing what you think you should be doing and a pressure and expectation of an outside view of what you're doing or an outside view of your priorities. So don't pay attention to the shoulds. Pay attention to, you know what, this is what I care about most right now, and this is why. Next for me, what I'm prioritizing and what I care about most, I'm going to go with okay, for me, it's really hard to like try and pick one sometimes because I'm sitting here trying to make all of the business one big priority, but they're different aspects for a reason because there's lots of tasks and things to do in them. There's different modes I have to switch my brain into. There's they're different aspects for a reason. And you give every single one an individual priority order for a reason because they all have things that need to get done. And if I just sit there and say that four different aspects of my life are top two priority, then every time I get to the second priority of my life, when I look at it, I'm going to be like, okay, way too many options. That's way too many options of different tasks I can do. Right. So now I have to be like, okay, which one is going to push me farther and do me the most? So I'm going to say two is Pampered and Luxed. Three is my personal brand. Then I'm going to put um, four as fitness and five as finance. Then it goes six adventure, seven writing, eight art projects, because there's also equipment and certain materials I still need to purchase for things for my art projects. So it goes below the writing for me right now. And then, oh, I didn't even write my mindfulness. And really, it's not even mindfulness right now. I think my new category for spirit and mind, it used to be spirit, mind, mindfulness. That was the name of the category and the sort of theme of it. But right now, I'm more feeling um transformation or realignment. That's kind of what I want, what I'm calling this category for me right now. Realignment. And that actually isn't necessarily a priority of oh, that's not necessarily a priority of tasks that gets done. It's more things for me to think about throughout the week and things that I discussed during my therapy session and things that I may have learned that I want to share with this community. So that's what that aspect is for me. It doesn't really get a priority number because it is all encompassing of everything. So that's how you can end up with something that doesn't really have a priority number, but it is a priority. And I think that's really the only way. If it's something that involves everything and it's really more about your mental and your mindfulness and um, you're just trying to figure something out or just learn something or just gather data. Okay, so just to review, the month checklist, and I have my priorities listed. I'm starting the color coding, um, and day four's prompt, like I said, for this 30-day challenge is list all aspects of my life in order of highest to lowest priority. Okay. All right, all right, all right. So now that I've listed them and they have their order numbers, and I see what numbers I used for the ones I put at the bottom, I'm going to sort of make a path in this, like in the using these boxes to give myself the, like, an order to follow of a checklist, basically. I can explain that a little better after I do it. Let me situate myself. Okay, so there's that. There's that. Where's four? Four is fitness. Where's five? Mm, okay, okay. So one is my health and fitness, which is, what color is health and fitness? I do have it color coded, like I said. So I'm looking for, I do like to try and keep the same colors for certain categories throughout the months and the quarter, just so that the whole journal is very easy to understand and kind of has a key at the beginning you can follow. And for my, let's see, for my health and fitness, I was using the light blue color. Yes, I do love to color code. So we're going to do health and fitness. Let's see, health and fitness, health and fitness. Yep, let's put that there. Health, oops, health and fit. No, health and fitness don't go together. It's health and nutrition. Health and nutrition. And then fitness goes by itself somewhere else, but it's also still the blue color. That's why I said that. Okay. Fitness. Okay, I thought I was going to be able to do a path, but I wrote the other ones on the bottom wrong or weird. So we're just writing them. Okay. What's the other category? Finance. Finances. And then red is usually my color for like family and social. Family and social. Okay. And then um pink is the color I'm going to use for realignment. Realignment. And then the last one is adventure, I believe. And I'm also just going to use the pink for adventure. Realignment, adventure. Okay. And as you can see, let me go ahead and put, as you can see, each category has their own box. I put the year, I put the month, and then under each box, I'm just going to put a checklist for the month. This is something, these are the items that need to be done by the end of the month. These are the things that need to be finished by the end of the month, like so and so. Yeah, it's settled at the bottom a little. Oh no, I got it everywhere. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Okay. Tell the princess no easy. We're gonna go ahead and move into the analysis of this. Have you gone ahead and written down your priorities? Did you answer your question? Did you figure out where your priorities are and actually list them in order, highest to lowest, so that when you're coming up with your different tasks every single day on this free daily worksheet that you can click in the description below, when you're coming up with your different tasks every day, do you have an order, a priority? Is there an urgency to certain items? Do you know what needs to get done first? So that's also what this does. It helps you just figure out what needs to get done first, and that way you don't have to keep figuring it out. Me, as someone with ADHD, one of the things that stops me from being able to do things is the fact that there's a specific term for it, but the time it takes for me to actually get into work mode, because I'm trying to figure out what to do first. Like, it's just like, even if it's already listed, like there's plenty of things to do that I can do. If I don't literally put in front of my face, oh, need the charger. I didn't do that. If I don't literally put in front of my face exactly what needs to be done and when, then it just doesn't. And then also for me, I do have to have like check-in points for myself. I did realize that. I'm like, okay, I personally I like to have open deadlines. I don't want like the checkpoint to be a deadline, but I do want a checkpoint for myself. So the checkpoint is um, I've created some for myself. Let me plug this up. So one checkpoint that I've created for myself is actually doing these lives. So me going on here and doing these lives ensures that, okay, this is the checkpoint to make sure that you actually uploaded and scheduled certain things, because once you've gone on live and you're already doing certain things, because I've already made content, for me, it was literally the fear of like, there's certain fears and you can definitely hear more about that in the podcast, but there's certain fears that were stopping me from just being able to do the thing. And I was like, okay, one fear that if I jump through it, it's going to help me do everything else, is this fear of being seen while I'm doing something. It doesn't matter whether I succeed or fail at it, whether I feel like I'm good or bad at it. I have this notion that I really, especially in the past, I didn't want to have people viewing me doing something actively because I'm doing it. Like, I'm doing it, leave me alone. Like, that's kind of how my brain feels about it. Like, but it's more about the fact that I'm just living. This is what I'm doing. I'm living, and I'm just sharing at the same time. And yes, I don't think it's for everybody. I actually don't think that it's for me 100%, but I do know that right now it's something that not only I want to do, but I'm being called and need to do. And if I am to do it, there's different ways to make sure that I do it so that I feel good about it. And one of those ways is like, my podcast is an audio podcast. Most people right now are like, "Oh, you need to have a visual audio podcast." No, my podcast is an audio podcast. So if y'all want to see me, that's great. You can come visit the lives, you can come into the lives, or you can watch my actual personal brand and see what I'm doing there with my art projects when they're going up, especially with my Instagram right now. I have a lot more it's more fashion and poetry based right now on my Instagram, and we're diving into other things, but the point is I can do whatever I want. It's mine. That's the point. I can do whatever I want. It's mine. And if I don't like opinions that I'm hearing, I don't have to listen to them. They're opinions. So I think also just making sure that whether in the eyes of others, I feel like I'm succeeding or failing, that doesn't matter. I'm not thinking about that. I'm not thinking about what other people are trying to determine, is she doing? Um, because honestly, what I'm doing is what I'm doing. And when I do it, I do it. And I have plans. I have things mapped out. There are things that go rolled out that were planned like weeks, months ago. However, there are still also things that I do spontaneously. There are things that I'm just gonna not do, even though like I planned it months ago because it doesn't feel right. Like it's not something that I actually needed to do in the first place. Which honestly I don't do anymore because that comes from second guessing and then doing something when you knew you weren't supposed to. And I listen to my intuition now. Yeah, no. No. It leads you astray, it leads you very astray, and then you turn into astray when you don't listen to your intuition. So that's what I'm doing. I'm listening to my intuition now. Okay. Um, let's see. Into the analysis of your priorities. So when you're analyzing, like I said yesterday, first thing you want to do is just assess how you're feeling when you hear slash read the prompt. How do you feel? What feelings are going on? What arose? What is happening? Right? What's happening in you? And then the second thing you're going to assess is when you're writing your answer. How do you feel? What's going on? What thoughts pop up? What memories pop up? Even, um, and then once you have both of those answers, write them down as well. Write them down. Once you have both of those answers, you're gonna go and you're gonna ask why for each of those questions, for each of your answers, whatnot. And there's also a specific way to figure out, okay, maybe I'm not asking why to this whole answer, but a piece of the answer. Um, you really want to get down to the root of that feeling. And this is pretty much what I have a video, I think it's still currently up on my YouTube channel that's called How to Heal Your Inner Child Using Shadow Work, something of this, it's something along those lines. And this is pretty much what shadow work is. You start asking why, until all of a sudden you're looking at like a 5-year-old version of yourself who was hurt in that same way for the very first time and just assumed and decided that the rule of life in that moment and forever was what happened at that time. Um, so yeah, that's what this is, and you're diving into. And anytime you feel like, I don't know, this is a lot, take a breath, take some time, and just literally write what you're feeling and write why you're like, I don't know about this. Literally write all of that, write it down so that you can see it and you can understand it, because you're going to start to process as you're writing. That's honestly how I feel I've started to fall back in love with like um written storytelling, because I in the 6th grade was very into and deep. That's when I started deep in reading. Like I was in her. I was in the reading, okay? You couldn't get me out the reading. But now I'm more into, like, I'm very heavily into like specific TV shows, and I like to rewatch them to like really get all the juice to the storyline and really figure out how this writer was thinking, what they were processing, maybe even the types of limiting beliefs they may have had. I really like to dive deep into it and think about it, especially the director too, because you can see it with the director and the writing, depending on the show. And then also I really love to watch actors talk about how they prepared, or what types of what it was to be inside of this character. I really love to watch that because it also just helps me process my own emotions and my own life and things, because we are all individual people who are different, but we're still all humans who have honestly the same sort of human experiences. We just process them differently, we feel them differently, kind of we just do things differently a little bit. So it and everyone is also put in different circumstances. They're born in different versions of each other. Like there's a lot going on. So The point is that when you dive deep into the writing and the storytelling and the narrative of your life, you're actually going to start processing all of those feelings, all of those emotions, all of these recurring things and experiences. You're going to start processing, and it's going to start filtering. You're going to be able to filter what's going on. That's really what the analysis is. It's a filter to place over your experiences so that you can actually sift out what is reality and what is something that is fear. What is something that is just fear turned into something else? What is something that is just me not being me turned into something else, turned into, oh, it's just because that other people around, blah, blah, blah. Like, what is it really? What is it really? That's what writing really has helped me do. And I feel like it definitely helps a lot of other people do as well. So definitely prioritize and write those things down because it's gonna help you figure out where you're going, figure out how to get your life ready for change because you don't even know right now what you're trying to change it into. And then sometimes you know, and sometimes like someone else will show up with another opportunity and you'll be like, oh, I guess I could do that. And you sort of abandon what you knew. um, you're second guessing yourself. It's time to like not. It's time to not. It's time to get together. We're gonna get together. We're gonna do it together. We're gonna hold hands, do it together because it's terrifying. It's scary. It's new. It's different, but it's you. That's why you keep coming back to it. That's why you keep feeling like, no, this is actually what I really want. No, this is actually what I really see. No, this is actually what really is. So embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace it and jump through it. Jump with it. Like do it all. Yeah. So now that you've analyzed and we've had our little, that was honestly the little word on my heart that needed to be shared. It just came out. So there's that. And I do want to leave you with just a, I do want to leave with a promise. And the promise is that for as long as I'm doing me, right? As long as I'm doing me and I'm willing to share that, then we're going to do this together. Okay? As long as I'm doing me and I'm willing to share that, we're going to do this together. You're not alone. You are not alone because I also know what it feels like to feel like you're alone in this new, different trajectory in this new journey because no one around you, no one who was growing up around you or raised you even was thinking to take this path or was thinking that this was something that was possible or even something that made sense or that it fit you because they had this version of you in their minds that doesn't fit with this version of you that you know. But it's time to just you're not alone. You're not alone. I We're gonna do this together. Okay. And that was day 4. You're done with day 4. 4 out of 30, you're more than 10% of the way done. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay? Because we're almost there. We started, so we're almost done. Okay? All right. Anything else? I don't think I have anything else. Let me make sure nobody's left any comments while I've been doing all this talking. Um, I think I have to go like, whew, it's a little weird. I can't see the comments from where I'm streaming from. So I'm trying to um go on this. I'm trying to like go straight from my YouTube channel to see. Let's see. Any comments? Any comments? Okay. No comments, no questions. So if that is all for everyone, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. We did about 50 minutes today. I think it has been about an hour, 45 to an hour every day. So Yeah, like I said, I'll be leaving the first week of this challenge on YouTube. After the first week, though, if you're not on the live, you just get the Instagram posts that say what the prompt is, or you can sign up for the texts starting next week. I thought I was going to be able to have the email and text ready this week. They're going to be ready next week. There's still some things that have to be settled in, but you're still available to download the daily reset worksheet for free. You can go onto the website, and you can also, the Pampered and Lux website, you can also just join in on the discussions. There's a discussion post up right now. What are you trying to change in your life right now, and why? And for that, this it's definitely a smaller community. It's not open like just up to the public, to everybody like the YouTube lives. But you do have to create an account on the website, and once you do that, you'll be able to comment and discuss. And we are not in this alone. We're doing it together. Okay. So definitely be sure to check that out. I actually don't mind. Let me go ahead and share it a really, really quick. Share just a little of the website so you guys can see. This is what pops up immediately because it's just going to ask for your email and whatnot. If you want to sign up for those text lists and the email list, that way your email's ready whenever it is ready next week and it's already in there. You'll just start getting the emails and the prompts. This is the first discussion post we have. What change are you making in your life right now? For me, I answered it. I gave a little blog post answer. You can definitely check that out. There's other moments on here. Here are the two items that we're launching very soon. I will be giving out a launch date next week as well when I give out that email and text list. Ready announcement. I'll also be doing that. So that's the products we have coming up. And then, like I said, these are the types of affirmations, daily affirmations you can get if you sign up for the text list. Like you will get an affirmation every single day. It will affirm you, it will tell you what you deserve, that you're not alone, like, or that you do deserve peaceful alone time if that's what you need to hear. So yeah, there's that. And there's the about page. If you'd like to, see what we're about, you could do that. And then, we got, yes, just the different content. The podcast is coming soon. Like I said, you can go ahead and listen to a 10-minute meditation. If you'd like, I already have that up on the YouTube page. Here's some of the posts. Like I said, the days, every single day is being posted on Instagram right now. I'm actually going to go ahead and post day 4 from my phone. Yeah. And then here's the free resource right here, that daily reset. If you, for some reason, can't access it through the description, then you can also just go to the website here. And if you're looking for the website link, it's just on the go to the header and website and links section of this YouTube or Instagram channel, and you'll be able to click it and go from there. Uh Anything else? I don't think so. Yes, I believe that's all. I'm pretty much done. I don't really have anything else to say about this particular day, but this is the way. I do want to watch some more of Mandalorian. Um, as a matter of fact, since we talked about story time a little bit, I do want to know. I haven't seen any comments yet, so um, if y'all do have um the ability, please do let me know what TV show or movie, what's whose storyline has helped you kind of process something in life. Like what storyline from a TV show or movie has helped you process something about you and your life? I'm going to answer first. And I will say Ooh, there's a bunch. Cause for me, I really dive into it and I get a lot from the TV shows. But okay, first of all, Wednesday was the bomb, okay? And I rewatched Wednesday a lot. I would say Wednesday Wednesday's storyline really taught me that why, like, excuse my language, but why give a fuck? Like, why care? Like, why would you care about what they're thinking, what they're doing? They have no impact over you and your life. And any perceived impact that they do have is all in your control. You can change that at any moment in time. You can change that, barring dangerous situations and whatnot. I'm not really talking about those. But yeah, I was just like, why would I care? Miss Wednesday is over here writing her novel trying to beat Mary Shelley, and I'm out here like scared to do my things just because it's not what people expect from me. But Wednesday was out there not only doing what people didn't expect from her, but doing what people expected from her. And she was doing what she did. She was just doing her, and she didn't care. But also, I mean, there was a lesson for her to learn that, you do need people and things like that. So I think I did also learn a little bit of that you got to ask for help. Um, and you can't ask for help after you're drowning because baby, you're drowning. Like, you don't have any air to ask for help. You're underwater. What are you gonna do? So I think that also Wednesday was teaching me that a little bit. I did mention the Mandalorian earlier, and when I was writing the answer to my feelings yesterday for one of my prompts, I was writing my analysis down. The theme song for The Mandalorian popped up, and I realized that I've been watching The Mandalorian as a way to help me feel more courageous because the Mandalorians are literally just like, if you say this is the way, they're like, well, damn, now I gotta do it. Now I gotta do it. Okay, it's done. We're doing it. Okay, and then it's also all of these tiny moments. Like there was a one scene where uh Din Djarin and the ex-imperial like officer, they were breaking into one of the imperial like mining places, and he was fighting off these people. He was fighting off the pirates from the ship. And I just remember he saw all of them. He knew he was like, I'm the only one who can do this. Hey. So I'm just gonna have to get it done. So he's fighting off the pirates, and then he gets one batch taken care of, but they come back with more. And he's like, oh, okay, here we go. And then he takes care of that batch and he sits back for a little bit and he tries to catch his breath. And then they come through an explosion that he made with even more. And he's like, oh, okay. Like, fuck. But I'm going to give myself a moment until I have to be ready. And he did. He sat there and laid back until it was time to fight. And then he got up and he was ready. It was go time. And all of the Mandalorians are like that. And I really love to watch The Mandalorian for that reason. Because right now, I am definitely entering more of a mode where I see what needs to be done and then I do it. Or I see what needs to be done. I see that it's coming. I do whatever I'm doing. If it's resting, I'm doing that. If it's playing, I'm doing that. If it's doing something else, I'm doing that. And then once it's here, I do it. So that's also something I was learning. We do learn a lot from uh TV and film and stories, books, everything, whether you know it or not. Um, Especially the ones that you really love to watch and that you like to rewatch. So do pay attention, dears. But yes, that is it for today. I really do thank you all for joining in, for tuning in, and